Okay, let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive into Open Sesame, how to make money without money. The whole idea, right, is tackling wealth creation, even if you're starting, well, basically from scratch. Our goal here is to pull out the key strategies.
Exactly. And it's not just your standard financial tips. This book really makes you rethink money itself. It brings up some pretty interesting concepts like the blended age, something called Wafflement, the XYZ Shift, even why money acts like water. It's a different way of thinking.
Right. Sounds less like crunching numbers and more philosophical almost.
Yeah.
So what's the bedrock, the core idea?
Well, the book argues that making money without having money isn't really about chance. It's more about choice, especially now in what it calls the blended age, with all these technologies merging, creating constant new opportunities.
Okay, choice, not chance. But where does that choice start?
It starts within. That's the crucial part. The journey isn't about finding investors first. It's about looking inside.
Inside. How does looking inward help you make actual money?
Because the fundamental premise is that money follows ideas. Specifically, ideas that solve problems people actually care about. Money chases value. So if you can spot a need and come up with a way to meet it, the resources tend to follow. Your mindset, your focus. That's what helps you see and act on those ideas.
Makes sense. Solve problems, create value, and money follows. Does the book offer a roadmap for this, like a practical guide?
It does. It lays out this framework, calls it a treasure map, actually. It uses the acronym OPEN.
Open. What does that stand for?
Opportunity, plan, enthusiasm, and network. And it's not just step by step. It's more like a cycle. Following this open process is what leads to wafflement.
Wafflement. Okay, that sounds intriguing. Like breakfast.
Yeah, sort of. Think of a waffle, all those squares. Wafflement means having multiple income streams, like those individual squares making up the whole waffle. The book actually lists several types: salary, rent, consulting fees, profits, royalties, that kind of thing. The idea is layering these streams for, both wealth and fulfillment. That's wafflement.
Multiple streams for stability and growth. Got it. Is there a key principle behind managing these streams?
A really powerful one. Income follows implementable ideas, but expenses follow expectations.
Oh, interesting. So manage your expectations to manage your expenses, not just cut spending blindly.
Exactly. It shifts the focus from just deprivation to actively managing your mindset about what you need.
Okay, that's a different take on budgeting. What about time? That's the other big resource everyone feels short on.
Yes, time. It introduces the 3/8 give 24 technique.
3/8.
Yeah. Eliminate, automate, and delegate. Systematically getting rid of non-essential tasks, using tech for repetitive stuff, and handing off other things. The aim is to free up at least 24 hours a month. That's basically 3 work days you gain back to focus on high-value stuff.
Wow, 24 hours a month just by being smarter with tasks. That could be huge.
Definitely. And it also talks about maximizing your IBMs in between moments, using those little 5-10-minute gaps strategically.
Okay, let's circle back to that metaphor. Money acts like water. Break that down for us.
Right. It's a great way to visualize it. Money flows. It can be pooled, channeled. Its value isn't fixed, like fiat money relies on trust, right? It takes different forms. Understanding this fluid nature and even the language, cash flow, liquidity, financial channels helps you manage it better. It's not static. It's dynamic.
Seeing it as fluid, not fixed. That changes things. What about the XYZ shift? Sounds like another strategy.
It is. It's about personal change impacting finances. X is about cutting out the drains, distractions, energy vampires, pointless subscriptions, impulse buys.
Okay, eliminate the noise.
Precisely. Y is zeroing in on your purpose. What really drives you? Where can you add the most value?
Find your focus.
And Z is aiming for your zenith, your peak potential, by aligning everything towards that purpose. It connects directly to knowing your needs versus wants and living intentionally within your means to reach those bigger goals.
So, cut the waste, find your purpose, aim high. This leads into assets versus liabilities, I assume.
Absolutely fundamental. The book puts it simply. Assets say hello, money. They bring money in. Liabilities say goodbye, money. They take money out.
Simple but powerful. Assets feed you, liabilities bleed you.
You got it. Assets are king. Cash flow is queen. Good debt helps you get assets that pay you back. Bad debt just costs you. Build assets. Plug the liability leaks. Don't just buy stuff to keep up with the Joneses.
And it seems like your personal value, your character, is treated almost like currency itself.
Very much so. Your unique signature value, your skills, reputation, methods, your personal touch, that's key currency when you don't have cash. Character underpins it all. Things like contentment, fighting comparison, or focusing outward with gratitude, humility, integrity, they impact how you interact and create value.
It even mentions knowing your money personality, spender, keeper, or bender.
Yeah, understanding your natural tendencies helps you manage them. It all ties back to taking responsibility, having that internal locus of control for your financial life. That's maybe the biggest takeaway.
Okay, so let's try to summarize the key pointers for everyone listening. Making money without money, according to this book, hinges less on capital and more on
Your mindset, generating value through ideas, using frameworks like Open, building those multiple streams, the Wafflement, managing time smartly with the 3/8.
understanding money like water, using the XYZ Shift for focus, prioritizing assets, and really leveraging your own unique value and character.
Right. Wealth is built from the inside out. Initiative, innovation, starting with that empty glass mindset, open to possibilities even when you think you have nothing.
It really makes you think, especially seeing people who started with nothing. So the final thought for you to chew on is this.
Is the lack of money really the barrier? Or is it about applying these ideas, shifting how you see things? What's one small step, just one, you could take today to start your own Open Sesame moment?